So today I've got Tora, my little German Shepherd pup, for a school day. So it's my first school day this week. I've had lots of consultations this week, met lots of different dogs, different issues, really lovely. I just want to mention one that I have seen, which might sort of make sense to a few people. He's a Rottweiler and he's absolutely beautiful, very sensitive to energy levels, very quick to pick things up, as most are. And what's actually happened is his owner hasn't been well, so obviously he's picked up on a weaker type of energy. This way. And from that weaker type of energy, he's now started to be reactive when she's out on a walk with him. Never been before, never been reactive before, now he is. To the point where she struggles to hold him, so she's obviously limited her walks. Now he's not like this with her husband, who has the calmer energy and you know, has obviously not had any health issues at all. So interesting, there's no socialization issues with this dog at all. It is just that he's picking up that his owner has shown a weakness, because any emotion basically in the animal's eyes and in a dog's eyes is a weakness, and when you're ill obviously you have a weaker energy. So what you also do when you're ill is, you know, the dogs are there for us, for our human needs, really. That's why we have a dog. So we're going to talk to them an awful lot, and probably talk to them, I'll go down this path actually, talk to them more than what we probably normally would. Lots of eye contact, because we love to look at our dogs, but all the time we're doing that, we're actually showing ourselves to be in a weak energy state. So the dog thinks, okay, I've got to be decision maker here, because it's not happening anymore with my human. So then when you go out on a walk, anything that the dog may deem a danger, anything that's fast moving, another dog, they're going to react to it. So that's what's happening there. So it's just a case of rebalancing that pack leadership, and being aware of our own body language, because the dog will interpret what he thinks we mean. Okay, in the dog's language, very often the human body language is the opposite to what the dogs interpret it as. So that was a really lovely consultation with that one, plus the fact he's a gorgeous dog anyway. And then a couple of others with puppies, which is brilliant. I love it when you give me a call to come and see you, to get the puppies started off right, because it stops any issues developing, so that when you get to 7-8 months old, the dog's stronger, the dog's really interpreting everything that you say and do at that age. And then we've got to try and claw back a little bit of time before the dog loses completely, you know, the puppy scent. Really, if we can get it in time, ideally before 7 months, so that we can work on the socialization. Obviously that's what my dogs are for. I can do that part for you, but it's good to get there before then, before these issues start. So I can give you some really good advice and tips on how to get started with your pup, so that when we do get to the 6, 7, 8 month mark, you've not got these issues developing. So really good, interesting week, great week. And then today I've just got the lovely Tora. So she's on my second day now, second school day with her, and today I've just brought out Frank. Now Tora, no real issues as such. She's a typical pup. She lives with a resident dog, Banjo, and she's been a bit full on with Banjo, you know, to the point where he's really not wanted to be around her. It's quite common for pups to do that, and while they're at this puppy stage, older dogs, resident dogs, will be very tolerant of their behaviour, because they know that they're pups. It's like adults with toddlers. You know, a toddler will act the way it does because it's a toddler. So we'll justify their behaviour quite a lot. We'll let them get away with an awful lot, because, do you know what, they're toddlers. It doesn't mean an awful lot. And it's the same with dogs and puppies. However, we do have to step in, okay, sometimes, because the resident dogs can be a little bit too easygoing with it all. And also, if the resident dogs are looking to us to make the decisions on telling the dog what it can and can't do, which is ideal, you know, we don't want the dog to be in decision-making mode, then we have to step in and we have to let the dog know when enough's enough, which is what the owners are doing with Tora. And she actually said, I think it was last night, both Tora and Banjo were actually lying together and playing together. They were mouthing each other, but not in an over-the-top way. And Tora was actually letting Banjo mouth her, which is, you know, which is great. So they're getting there. They're getting there. It's a puppy thing, unfortunately, but depending on what sort of pup you've got, what their character is, how big they're getting, how strong they're getting, can be a bit of a problem. And this is where the leadership from the owners really needs to come into play at that stage. So more socialisation with Tora. What I did notice last time is that typical pup, there's nothing wrong with her, but yeah, she's still a little bit nervous about new things. So it's really a case of getting her out there and seeing lots of new sights, sounds, etc. Socialisation is really, really good. This way. So she's not over the top with dogs that she doesn't know. I didn't take much notice of me then, did they? This way. Yeah, she's fine with dogs she doesn't know. It's just with Banjo that she sort of gets a little bit over the top. So it's good because she's respecting the body language of dogs that she meets, and that's what we needed to do before she gets older. Obviously, when she gets older, she loses the puppy scent. So by then, we really need her to know how to communicate with other dogs respectfully. And we're certainly getting that now. So this is the first walk anyway. First walk of the day with Frank. So she's going to play with Frank, and I can also work on Frank at the same time because he gets a little bit over the top. You know, he's still a pup. So I can work on them both together. So they're going to help each other today. And after this initial walk, when we've got some of this burst of energy out the way, then I'm going to take the kids down Ashby, and we're going to loiter around Ashby for a while. So Ashby's busy, main street, lots of noise, lots of sounds, lots of people going by, and totally different environment to just coming out for a nice walk. It's what she needs. She needs to build her confidence with all these different things, and we do it now before she's too big and strong and acts out too much. This is what we do with pups. So as much as possible, when you take your pup out, loiter. You've got to loiter with your pup. That's the way to build the confidence. And while you're loitering, don't necessarily talk to them, you know, an awful lot. If something scares them and makes them jump, you don't have to give them the soft talk, because what you're actually doing at that point is whimpering to them. And you don't want to be whimpering when the dog's scared of something, because what you're doing by whimpering is saying to the dog, yeah, I'm scared as well. So we ignore any of that kind of behaviour. You know, we just give them a little check, just give them a something like that, just to say nothing for you to react to. They look at our body language, we're sitting there all calm, we've got no issues, we're not in any way, shape or form concerned. So I love watching these two. So we're then teaching the dog that everything's fine. So loiter and don't talk. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm going to carry on with this today. This afternoon I'll go out with Tora just on my own, again, so that she builds confidence in the handler, listens to the handler, and yeah, just work on her own so that she gets used to that as well. So I'm going to get some really good photos because she's particularly cute. And yeah, have a good day everyone.